was after Shaya. Anyway, I want just for 2 minutes. I have a very dear friend here. What I owe him a lot. Like I said, when I was in school, I didn't learn English. When there was jobs openings around the world, I got jobs not in America. I don't know English. One guy, one person, one rabbi, trusted me without the English, and he hired me, and he gave me a job. And in Amherst, Massachusetts. Then I came to Hartford, and I owe him a lot. I'm indebted to him for a lot. I'd like to ask Rabbi Derre to say 2 words, or he can say 3 words. He lives in Stanford today, and he's a very dear friend of Joe Lieberman. And the families became very close, with Senator Lieberman and his mother and the whole family. I'd like to ask Rabbi Derre say a few words in honor of the event and the honor of Senator Lieberman. Rabbi Derre.
Good evening. I have a secret. I guess now is the time to share it. When I first asked Rabbi Gopin to join me in Amherst, people said to me, I mean, he can't speak English. I mean, how are people going to understand him? And I looked at them like, they'll understand. I mean, he's an Israeli. Why should he be able to speak English? Now, it's true 10 years later, I was still saying, well, he's an Israeli, until somebody figured out that the Israelis don't understand him either. But that's not quite accurate. Actually, they understand him very well. People don't understand necessarily every single word he says, but they certainly understand his heart. And those words come out so clear and so passionately and so eloquently, yeah, and articulately, that they touch in ways I don't think English really could do the job, which is why the rabbi and actually Miriam Gopin, the two of them, I know they're an inspiration here in Hartford. The fact that all of you are sitting here is testimony to that. They are, ladies and gentlemen, role models to shluchim, especially young shluchim, literally all over the world. And for that, I will always be grateful for that decision of mine. I'm not letting this one get away. I'm bringing him for us. Now, I didn't come here to make a speech. I really just want to tell you a short story. But by way of very short introduction, we're living in a time, and I say that without risk of engaging in hyperbole, it is a time that is unparalleled, certainly in my lifetime in this country. There has never, ever been a time where the Jewish people, Jewish Americans, have been so profoundly touched and impacted, and most of them don't even know why. I mean, there's always been anti-Semites. Okay, so it's ramped up by power of whatever, but it's touching them, and I believe that this feeling we absolutely must capitalize it. When I say us, I'm not talking about the professional communal leaders, as it were. I'm talking about us, every single one of us in this room, who knows what needs to be done. That's why you're here tonight. But we have a responsibility now, not to reach out to the 3-day-a-year Jews. They probably also get it. I'm talking about the ones that, even the ones that are actually marching on the college campuses with those hateful slogans. And Jewish kids, that just simply don't know what's going on. And we're not going to convince them by getting into an argument about what is or isn't genocide. We'll convince them by touching the Jewish soul in them, in every single one of them, and letting them know what it means to be a Jew. And here to my story. I heard it from Senator Lieberman's mother on a Matzoi Shabbos in one of those magical Saturday nights that my wife and I had the privilege of enjoying for years. It was after Prime Minister Rabbi of blessed memory was assassinated. And President Clinton went to the funeral and brought along a congressional delegation, and our senator was part of that delegation. And as Mrs. Lieberman told us the story, she says, and when it got light, so Joseph got up and took down his talis and tefillin, put them on, and was standing and davening. While he was standing and davening, in the aisle, Senator McCain, who, I guess of blessed memory, who because of his war injuries, he couldn't sleep sitting in a chair, so he was asleep in the aisle. And Joe is standing, or as she said, and Joseph was standing and davening, and Senator McCain wakes up, and he looks up, and he sees this apparition, and his eyes went wide, and Joseph was in a place in the davening where he couldn't talk, so he couldn't even explain. And when he finished, I guess Shemona Esrei or whatever it was, he explained what he was doing. And Senator McCain says, "Oh, in here I thought I had died and gone to heaven." To which my dear wife said, give a look what a non-Jew's perception of heaven is. It's a Jew in talis and tefillin. The highest accolade that we give in Chabad, and I'm sure you've heard it on more than one occasion at galas such as this, a lamplighter. To be a lamplighter, going out and lighting those lamps. There's actually something even higher than a lamplighter. It's the lamp itself. I think, again, without engaging in hyperbole, I want to introduce to you somebody whose very being shows, it was Chief Rabbi Jonathan Sachs of blessed memory, who once said, non-Jews respect Jews who respect Judaism. But we need to show that we respect Judaism. Proudly with that talis and tefillin, with that kippah, with those Shabbos candles, with the kosher, and on and on and on, being proud of it. That's what being a lamp is, just shining that light. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, my brother, my associate, Senator Joseph Lieberman.